guys, I'm back doing another game review, and today is my 1 year anniversary of doing game reviews. I've done about 20 game reviews, mind you only one handheld review, and over this next year I hope to get more than 20 reviews out and maybe 5 handheld / console reviews. So today I'm here redoing my review of inFAMOUS 2, and this was the first ever game review I did, and that review was terrible. The script was okay. There were a lot of issues from the sound. I had the wrong equipment. So today I'm here giving that review a new fresh coat of paint. So let's begin.
inFAMOUS 2 was being rumored when David Sullivan was tweeting about being an audition for Cole McGrath in the game's sequel. It was then reported that Sony bought a domain name called infamousthegame.com, which then further speculated about the sequel being in the works. It was then reviewed in Game Informer 2010 issue, and it showed off Cole's new design and everything about the game, kinda. Most of the fans had a lot of negative feedback within Cole's new design, and since it didn't really resemble the old design. So what did they do before they changed it? They showed it off at the following E3.
No matter what choices I've made or obstacles I've overcome, I continue to search for the life that eludes me.
So later, Sucker Punch redid the design of Cole, combining new elements and old elements from the old and new Cole to go and make the finalized version of Cole McGrath that we know today. Personally, I don't remember whether or not I played inFAMOUS 2 at the time, but I did get my PS3 Slim in October 2009, so I could assume that I played it. But even if I didn't play inFAMOUS 2, I could understand the huge difference between the first game's design and the new design of Cole, and I was happy that they changed it. They then later explained that the karma system was back, and it would affect the story more as a whole. You'll have secondary powers exclusive to that particular side you choose, and the world will be bigger, and the decision you choose will affect the whole world itself. The melee combat would be drastically improved with the addition of the amp. They then announced a couple of months before the game's release that they will be user-generated levels. Also, the game and the Festival of Blood DLC will support PlayStation Move. Even though this game has been all over the place in terms of development, from rumors to the bad new design, I was still hyped for this game. A week before the game came out, I pre-ordered the Hero Edition at my local Best Buy since it came with the awesome Sling backpack, the Cole statue, and the fact that you got early access to the Uncharted 3 beta was pretty cool. But I couldn't get it on launch day since Best Buy messed up my order. They didn't have my pre-order copy, and they sold out on the ones that were on the floor, on, the shelves. So they didn't have my pre-order copy, so I had to wait until the next day to go and get my hands on it. But when I did, I spent a bunch of hours playing this game. The main reason I love the inFAMOUS series is for the story. I loved the first game's story, and I couldn't wait to go and see what the second game would have to offer. First, they recap on what happened previously, which is nice. The Beast is coming, and Cole needs to go and train up for the upcoming fight. Lucy Kuo, a NSA agent, informs Cole that Dr. Wolf, a doctor that will help Cole expand his powers to go and defeat the Beast, could help him. Now, before Cole leaves Empire City to New Marais, the Beast appears. Cole faces him head-to-head, and he loses his powers. So, what he has to do now is basically head off to New Marais, get new powers, and defeat the Beast.
So yeah, that's the basic plot of inFAMOUS 2. You basically go to New Marais, get new powers, get stronger to go and defeat the Beast. Now, if you know what's going to happen or really don't care about spoilers in terms of this plot, keep watching the video. But if you do care about spoilers and stuff like that, skip to this point of the video right now, and I'll give you 5 seconds.
Okay, let's move on. So you need to cross through the swamp and defeat all of the militia you encounter with the help of the amp. The amp is a new melee weapon that improves combat and gameplay, and it's completely awesome. So, let's move on to the militia. The militia are the police force of the city, and they are complete rednecks and really don't care about anyone. You then meet Dr. Wolf and learn that the blast cores are needed to go and defeat the Beast, and they also expand your powers and let you power the RFI, and the RFI is also needed to go and defeat the Beast as well. After you use the blast core, you are unconscious, and he wakes up getting new powers and learning that Dr. Wolf was kidnapped by Bertrand, the militia leader. Quo and Cole then need to go and investigate on the whereabouts of Bertrand, but Cole then went to a public announcement that he held and walked out to him face to face to ask him personally. Bertrand calls Cole the demon, but then swamp monsters come out of nowhere and Cole has to go and defeat them all. Once he does, he needs to go and catch up Bertrand's limo, and once he does, he gets caught by a helicopter and has to catch up to Bertrand later. After Cole takes off the helicopter, Cole finds out that the militia interrogator, and Cole needs to go follow him to go and find Wolf. Once they retrieve Wolf, they need to run from the militia, but their car gets rammed by a militia truck. Wolf is dead, and Cole gets kidnapped, with Cole wondering what his next steps of action were. The person that he needed, Wolf, he is dead now, so now he doesn't really know what to do from here on out, and Cole and Zeke now need to find Quo. They hear that she was in these shacks, but then an explosion happened, and Cole then investigates and meets this new character called Nyx. She's a conduit just like Cole, and she has a blast core that Cole is interested in. She'll give it to him if he helps her out cleaning out the militia. Cole then gets the blast core, and Zeke knows where Cole is since now he's a double agent. He's with Cole, of course, since he's his best friend, and is also part of the militia. So he knows where she is, and then they go after her. As Cole goes down to the elevator where Cole is, it gets colder and colder. Cole tries to get her out and try to recover Cole from her experience. After she's recovered, they meet up in the cemetery and learn that the plague from Empire City has moved down south to where New Marais is, which explains the many bodies in the cemetery that don't have graves. They then find a picture hinting where the blast core is within the area. They find the blast core, and Nyx calls Cole over to go and show him something.
Hello, beautiful.
It was a very small piece of Empire City within New Marais. Nyx explains that Bertrand was in the center of the entire thing and brought swamp dwellers, hookers, people that wouldn't be forgotten to go and see the entire thing. Nyx saw her entire family got swallowed up within the blast, and only Bertrand and Nyx were the only ones remaining. Cole then questions what happened to Bertrand and what he turned into, since he was in the center of the entire thing. Zeke, Cole, Quo, Nyx, and LaRoche, a rebel with a huge team, all attack Fort Felipe, since there is a power transfer that was used on Quo to go and have these ice soldiers, which you'll see later in the story. Once they get into it, Cole uses it one last time before destroying it. Before Cole knocks out, he throws a lightning bolt at Bertrand's helicopter, knocking it down. When he is awakened, he goes to the crash and finds a giant swamp monster. Once he defeats it, the disgusting beast is revealed. It was Bertrand the whole time. He was the sole person to see Bertrand in his true form, and he's the only one that knows his secret now. Cole then goes and recovers Flood Town, and LaRoche helps Cole throughout Flood Town in order to go and get the blast core he needs. Cole then returns to Zeke's hideout. Cole went through Wolf's notes and finds that the RFI may cure the plague. Cole then finds out that Bertrand is at the train yard. Cole deals with the militia and the monsters, and then they meet up with Zeke for a surprise that he has. Zeke found a huge missile to go and attack the beast before he lands in New Marais. Once they launch it, Cole is unconscious and they lost track of the beast. Cole then recovers Gasworks, and at the last thing he needs to power up, Bertrand traps him in and offers him to join him to go and defeat the beast. Cole refuses the offer and tells him to get out of his way, but then the militia attack him. Zeke then comes out of nowhere to go and rescue Cole, and Cole forgives him for the lack of faith he had within Zeke. Cole then gets more info about a blast core being in one of the safes within one of the warehouses. He finds the blast core along with some of Bertrand's files. There was a bunch of frozen soldiers that he sold across the world. He'll understand those later on once he goes into greater detail. Cole then finds out that there's a shipment of these frozen soldiers about to be shipped out by a ship. Cole tries to go and destroy all the ships, but then encounters John White, the NSA agent that was in the previous game. John then improves Cole's powers by seeing the plague within people through his conduit gene. They then find this girl with the conduit gene within her, And John uses his powers to go and revive her, unleashing her conduit gene, but killing everyone within the area. Cole then realizes that John is the beast. John offers Cole to go and join him to go and let all of the conduits out. And, well, Cole then gets word that Zeke took down Bertrand's chopper, and this is a chance for Cole to strike. Cole then confronts Bertrand face to face, and he turns into the monster. Cole, Quo, Nyx, and LaRoche's men, even Zeke, everyone, go out on Bertrand and end him once and for all. Cole and Zeke then get more info on the last blast core that Cole needs to go and power the RFI. It's in the possession of the Ice Soldiers, and once Cole gets it, he's ready to power the RFI. Once he activated the RFI, he felt like that he was dying within, along with Nyx and Quo. So now Cole needs to make a huge decision here, whether to defeat the beast or join him. Now I'll go over both endings, first the bad ending, and then I'll get into the good ending. So if you choose to join the beast, Quo will go with you because she turned selfish all of a sudden, and Zeke and Nyx are now against you. So what happens, you end up killing them both. And John says that he needs to go and give his powers to Cole since he's now drained out of, killing thousands of people. So now Cole needs to go and carry his legacy. Cole takes his powers and takes down every city he encounters to go and find more conduits. Now, this ending is super dark, just for the fact that you have to kill your best friend, Zeke, and also the girl that you've been tagging along with if you are evil, Nyx. So with that super dark ending out of the way, let's get into the good ending, which is canon to the story, which explains why Cole isn't an infamous second son. So if you choose to stop the beast, everyone is with you except for Quo. Quo joins the beast as everyone gets ready for the huge attack on the beast. As you try to go and get to the next station with Nyx to go and power the RFI, LaRoche is on your side the whole time. The beast destroyed the station that you were going to, and now you have to head back while LaRoche is trying to hold him off, but the beast killed LaRoche's men, and now Nyx and Cole need to go and charge up the RFI. Nyx charges the RFI as Cole takes the beast head on, but Quo tends to barge in here and there. Nyx became desperate and charged the beast head on, and she dies. Cole wasn't going to let these deaths go without any reason. Cole then charges the RFI one last time once it's fully charged, and he takes the beast head on one last time.
It's fully charged.
Go on, man. Push the button.
No. No, not just yet.
Quo then pleased Cole to go and use the RFI, basically pull the trigger to go and let all this happen. So Cole launches the RFI, killing all of the possible conduits, but saving millions of people. Everyone with the plague was cured, but Cole was dead. People in New Marais didn't let Cole's death go under the radar. They honored him for saving everyone of New Marais. Zeke then takes the body out to the sea to say his last goodbyes. So that's Infamous 2's story. There's a lot in this story, from the twists and turns that the characters took, and overall, the story is great. The story is the main reason why I played the Infamous series, and I wasn't disappointed with this title. And the story is the main reason why I play Infamous 2. So now, let's get into the gameplay. The gameplay is just like Infamous 1, but a lot better. The powers have been expanded and the melee combat has been improved. There's a lot more powers you could play with within this game, and when you finish the game on both good and bad, when you finish the game again on your preferred side, good or bad, you will get all of the powers from both sides, which is awesome. Each of the powers help you out to go and explore this huge area called New Marais. In each and every single power is cool, but I don't find myself using them all. I mean, I usually use the good side powers more than the evil side, just because the ice powers I find more useful than the evil side, really. Possibly because I like being the good guy more within the game, or they're just more useful to explore New Marais, but I'm just not sure. The melee combat in Infamous 1 was terrible, but I could assume that they were trying to influence you use the powers more, but in this game, you get the amp, which lets you hit your enemies a lot better, and there's combos too. I love hitting the militia with my amp, and there are skins you could get for the amp itself, like turning it gold, or even Sly's cane. I love using Sly's cane. It shows that Sucker Punch still knows that they have the Sly Cooper franchise under their belt. And these skins came with the Hero Edition, and even though I'm a huge Sly Cooper fan, I probably would have only gotten the Sly Cane if I didn't get the Hero Edition already. So, if you guys want these skins, you could go and purchase them on the PlayStation Store right now, and I think they're pretty cheap, they're pretty reasonable for skins, so, yeah. Your main objective is to go from mission to mission to go and let the story progress. There are collectibles within this huge world, like the blast shards, which will expand your power capacity, the dead drops, which will give you more backstory on Quo and Wolf, and instead of being on satellite dishes on roofs, this time you will find them through pigeons, which will be a lot more useful because they will actually show up on the map. Instead of Infamous 1, you had to go and click the L or R3 button like a bunch of times until you found the position where it was. When you do the various stunts like takedowns or headshocks, you will gain XP, which will let you unlock these new powers of yours. Some of these new powers are exclusive to each side, and you might need to go and do some side missions to go and unlock them. The side missions are very repetitive, and as a person that plays Infamous 2 for the story, I usually skip those. But since recently I've been trying to go after all of the trophies, I did some of the side missions, and they weren't that enjoyable after I played them for like 100 times, really. As you go through the story missions, the distance from the beast from New Marais will increase in terms of miles. And you could make your own missions if you want, really. And personally, I don't make any missions myself because I'm not exactly into creating things unless it's the main focus of the game, like Minecraft or Little Big Planet or stuff like that. So I personally don't touch it. Overall, the gameplay brings a lot of new additions to the series, but the side missions could have been improved a bit, and the new powers and melee combats are amazing, but the side missions might kill it for some people. The graphics are amazing for this game. It might not be on The Last of Us or Uncharted level of graphics, but the amount of experience that Sucker Punch has had with the PS3 now, they just look amazing. The graphics sure do look a lot better from the previous game, so that's something, I guess.
So as you guys can tell, my opinions on Infamous 2 haven't changed over this past year. I still love the game and I can't wait for Second Sons to come out on the PS4. I love Infamous 2 from the hub worlds, the huge world you could go and explore, the atmosphere, almost everything about this game I love. Infamous 2 basically defines the reason why I love the sandboxing genre. And the side missions could have been done a little bit better, but for this game, I don't really play it for the side missions. I really play it for the story and the gameplay. So, yeah, so thank you guys for watching this review. To everyone that has stuck around with me for the full year, thank you. I work on these reviews really hard, and I'm glad that you guys enjoy them. Also, if you guys haven't already, hit that subscribe button for new videos every Saturday. Also, drop a like to go and show your support. I post frequently on my Facebook and Twitter for updates on my future videos. Also, check out my Let's Play channel. I'm currently doing Sly 2 Band of Thieves, which is a game made by Sucker Punch, which are the people that made Infamous 2. So if you guys want to know what they did before they jumped into the Infamous franchise, check my Let's Play out. And also check out my playlist of game reviews. I put an annotation somewhere. So yeah, I think that is about it. Thank you guys for watching this video again, and I'll see you guys next time with more videos. Game on, gamers.